Okay, welcome to La Vida Rosa. I'm your host, Pinky. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my website for my earrings. All that, alright? So before I get into this rant, I used to do a lot of rants on my Snapchat. Long time ago when I used to use Snapchat. And I'm like, I still be having these rants. So let me just start recording them and posting them. Because I know people probably would agree. And even if you disagree, at least it would start a conversation, right? So I came across this video. Go ahead and play it now.
It's so weird. You've never seen natural black hair.
No, it's just.
So it grows like this.
Oh no. And I was trying to figure out, why did it make my blood boil so bad? Why does this in general, people touching my hair, make my blood boil so bad? And I remembered, I grew up at a predominantly white school, right? Most of the time in those classrooms, I was the only black girl, right? From like kindergarten to like, I would say fifth or sixth grade, I was the only black girl. And you know, there would be like a couple of black boys in the room, but they were no help because black boys don't really know too much about black girl hair. I mean, especially at this point, what did they really care about? Sports, toys, like action figure toys, cars, things like that. Stuff I was never interested in. I've always been a very girly girl. I didn't even like boy cartoons. So I would be out on this ledge by myself with these white girls. Ooh, what is this? With braids in general. Braids would really draw a lot of attention. It would be like gnats to a fruit. They would be so attracted to, oh, how did you do this? How did your hair grow overnight? How did your hair go from shoulder length to like down your back overnight? Like, they really thought this was my hair. And honestly, when it came to my hair, I just got tired of explaining everything. Like, when it got to the point that when they would ask me about my hair and my braids, like how did it grow overnight, I would just be like, girl, I don't know, my hair just be growing like that. And then when I would take them down, they would be like, oh, you cut your hair? I'm like, yeah, girl, I had to like let some of the hair go. It was a little bit too much, because I got so tired of being the only representative for black girl hair. It was exhausting. And because black girl hair is so different from white girl hair, for instance, the biggest difference, white girls wash their hair every single day. Sometimes they would even come in the door with their hair still wet because they wash it every day. That's what their hair requires. Their hair gets greasy, and because it's straight and it needs to flow, they must wash their hair every day, because if it gets greasy, it's just gonna look nasty, right? Black girl hair is totally different. We add grease, we add oil, we add moisture, you know what I'm saying? It's totally different. So we wash our hair like once a week, right? And they just could never understand that. And when I would tell them I only wash my hair once a week, I really didn't have the words that I have now to explain it thoroughly. So when I say I only wash my hair once a week compared to you washing your hair every day, they was looking at me like I was nasty. And I was just like, no, I don't have to wash my hair, don't need that. But you know, so it just got to the point where I got tired of the looks and the stares because I don't wash my hair every day. I would just lie and be like, yeah, I wash my hair every day, because I don't want to go through it with you. Like I said, it was exhausting being the only person to represent the entire black race. And then on top of that, I was like an art exhibit. I was like an animal at the zoo with you. Ooh, why does your hair do that? Ooh, why do you wear balls on your hair? Ooh, why can't my hair do that? Why can't my hair hold curls? And the worst part is, I wouldn't say I'm germophobic, But I don't like for a lot of people to touch me. I don't like a whole lot of attention. I know that sounds crazy because I have a whole YouTube channel with like 30,000 subscribers, but I don't like a whole lot of attention. And so when people drop, like, it wouldn't just be one girl, it would be like 4, 5, 6 of them, and then they would drop the teacher in and they would want to ask questions, and I would literally be answering the same question over and over and over. At this point, I still had permed hair. I had permed hair when I was in elementary school. I have permed hair in high school. I'll put some pictures in here of my hair because just in case you don't know, my hair looks normally. It's a blonde afro, so it does draw a lot of attention. That video is a perfect example. Like, just because you've never seen, first of all, you've never seen black hair ever. You've never seen a magazine, you've never seen a video, you've never been scrolling Instagram and come across a woman with an afro. Really? Don't be purposely obtuse. You have, but you just want a reason to come up and touch it. And you want to pick it up and you want to, ooh, what do you do to it? And it's I don't know, it just brought me back to my childhood, like I said, and it's just drawing unwanted attention. It's unwanted touching, which is really against the law. I mean, if you want to be real, that you ain't supposed to be touching me without asking. Let's just be real. If I walked up to a stranger I don't know and started touching them, I could be arrested. You do know that, right? I am being violated. Why are you digging up the... Police, help! Police, help!
Police, help! Police, help! Police, help! Help! Police, help!
No, I'm playing. It wasn't that serious. Now, I'm not saying I would ever press charges on somebody doing that unless they was like touching on my body, but don't do that. I mean, I have never in my life walked up to somebody and touched their hair, digged in their scalp. That is so rude and it's so disrespectful, especially if you don't ask, you guys. And then on top of all that, let me tell you the main reason. Let me tell you the main reason why you don't touch my hair. Let me tell you the main reason you don't touch my hair. You don't know what went into me doing my hair. Now, I already told y'all earlier, I hate explaining it, but I'm going to go ahead and explain this to you, even though I have hundreds of videos. Just in case you don't get what I'm saying here, go watch one of my hundreds of videos on natural hair, and you will see what all goes into doing natural hair. You'll see a taste of it because you didn't even see all of the hours and hours it takes to do our hair. First of all, washing, conditioning, and deep conditioning, that is not a quick 30-minute process. I mean, it can be depending on the length of your hair, but the longer your hair, the thicker your hair, the longer that process is. That can, for me, that can get up to me in an hour and a half, just depending on what I'm doing, because deep conditioner, I let deep conditioner sit on my hair for at least 30 minutes, but most of the time longer. And then after that, you have to twist it, which is a process within itself, because we take time and effort, not only to, we can't just go to the store and pick up a product. We have to try sometimes upwards of 10, 20 products to find out the product that works best for our hair. We don't have to use just one product. We have to use a leave-in conditioner, a oil, a cream, a styler. There's so many different types of combinations of products. We had to do in-depth research and experiments. This was a whole science experiment trying to figure out what works with our hair, okay? We had to go through an ugly stage with our hair, growing it out. When you first do the big chop and cut it off, every natural girl goes through that ugly stage where you don't know what to do with your hair. And then on top of that, when you finally do twist it, that is an hour and a half within itself. Now we cross our fingers and hope and pray that our hair is dry by the morning, especially if it's cold outside, because you don't want to catch pneumonia. You don't want your roots to be wet and catch pneumonia. And if it's not dry, you have to sit under the dryer, which could be another 30 minutes to an hour. Then we have to take down our hair, which could take 20, 30, 45 minutes, depending on how you style it, depending on if you got twists, braids, whatever, and you taking them down, and you got to pick it out, and you got to try to make it look cute if it didn't dry right. Okay, it's so, and then not only that, let's say it's hot and humid outside. Your hair might just shrink after all that work. Your hair might just shrink up and completely ruin the shape that you created before you walked out that door. The weather can ruin your hair. It could rain on your head and ruin it. So all I'm saying is, before you go in and you stick your nasty grubby hands in somebody's head, and when I say, and if I say you can touch my hair, you better touch the very end lightly. Do not dig in here and ruin any of my curls, because I'm going to be livid. Please. Now, if you still do this, after hearing all that, if you still do this, you just know you disrespectful. Just know you have no consideration for other people's time. This is why I don't judge people that wear weaves. This is why I don't judge people that wear wigs, that wear their hair straight, they get perms. I don't judge you for it. And it can be difficult to learn how to do. It is very time consuming. It is high maintenance, and also it makes you stand out in a way that you may not be comfortable with, like the woman in this video. I know she was highly uncomfortable just for being herself, just for letting her hair grow out of her scalp the way God intended it. She has to be subject to being poked and prodded. So if you're someone with a totally different hair texture, I want you to go on Google and research it yourself. Because I just want you to know, we get that question 1,000 million times. And we're tired of explaining it to you. We shouldn't have to. Black people are forced to assimilate into your culture. Therefore, we're forced to know your hair routine. That does not mean that you can come up to us and demand an explanation for why our hair looks like that. Because that's totally unfair. No one does that to you. Anyway, y'all, that is my rant. I hope I got everything out that I was trying to say. I had a lot on my mind earlier, but I just had to get that off my chest because that video really, really bothered me. And that woman looks so uncomfortable, and I just wish I could just zap her out of that situation. She shouldn't have to sit through people basically disrespecting her personal space. And yeah, I just wanted to make it clear, don't touch my hair, especially without asking.